Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, wonderful, wild Wednesday, hump day. I was trying to come up with a topic that was like wild, the wonderful, wild Wednesday of West Virginia, but I'm not in West Virginia, so. Good morning, Mr. TC and Mr. Drummer. TC, I have no idea what you're talking about with the first line you typed this morning. Maybe you can elaborate. It says, well, 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 but did your die? I have no idea what that means. Good morning, Be Shady. Good morning, Doc Seuss. Hope y'all are doing well. Good morning, Michael. You made it this morning early. The world sure is a small place. You die, but did you die? No, I didn't die. Was I supposed to die? Did somebody say I died? I'm still confused. Uh, anyway, yeah, so I'm randomly messaging someone on Reddit asking about a knife or if they had any knives they wanted to get rid of. And I told them they should join our live videos in the morning sometime. And it happened to be Michael, I believe, uh, which is pretty wild. The knife scene is smaller than I realized, but the world itself is smaller than people realize also. So I want to make sure that everybody is synced up with the audio. So give me a 5x5 when you hear this. I kind of want to know what the lag is for everybody too. I think it's right at about 30 seconds, but it might be a little less. TC, what are we looking at here on this video? Oh, I see. It's a quote from the movie. Now I get it. Good morning, Scott. I think everyone needs to slide their slider to the end of the live. Uh, I'm going to type something for y'all so y'all will see this. Uh, all right, just making sure, Doc Seuss, because I asked some people to give me a 5x5 whenever they heard this, and it's been like a couple of minutes. So I think people are like a couple of minutes behind in the chat. All right, cool. I just know a few people have said that they got off sync, like Still Addicted joined and he was off for a little while. And morning, Pete. Oh, it's all good. All right, so last night. All right, yeah, I think y'all are off a few minutes. I think you could slide the slider and get closer synced up, but thank you for the 5x5s. So last night I carried the QSP woodpecker in my front pocket, and in my back pocket I had the TS-195. This thing is super sharp. The woodpecker came super sharp, but I did notice a flaw with it, or some kind of weird design choice they made. And this thing is awesome. I love this thing. The detent on it is perfect. The action on it is perfect. Doesn't need to be tuned at all. This one has a little bit too much lock bar pressure. Not a massive amount. It's pretty good and perfect. But the problem with this one is they used a 1-screw clip. I will show y'all this. And they put in some kind of little weird, where's my other screwdriver? They put in one of those locating pins so that the clip wouldn't rotate. Because as you know, when you just have one screw and a clip, it can move side to side if there's not some kind of way to locate it and keep it in place. So, you got your carbon buckhorn aluminum version in your pocket today? Yeah, Pete, that is a good idea. But I want to show you all the flaw with this knife, or something that they did that's weird. I have no idea why they did this. So as I was saying, with the one clip screw, and I'll get to y'all's pocket check in just a second. But as you can see, with the one screw clip, there needs to be some way to keep it from spinning. So they did recess a place down in there to hold it, but they put little tabs in there like they were meaning to make the clip fit into those little tabs so that it wouldn't rotate. Well, when you flip this clip over, you notice that it doesn't have those little tabs. So they made the slot for the clip with the tabs, but then they put the clip in without the tabs. So the first time I put it back in, it did slide side to side a little bit, which pissed me off, which was really weird because it should have those two tabs sticking out this part of the clip so that it would locate it and keep it from rotating. So maybe they make like a Zerk clip or something, or a Damascus clip that uses those. I'm not sure why they put them in there and then didn't put it on the clip. Good morning, Southpaw Carry. But like I said, the first time I put it back on, it was wiggling, and that really made me mad. So I thought maybe Ed had swapped the clip out, because we all do that occasionally. So I messaged him, and he said no, that's the way he got it. And before he had even answered me, I had gone on the website to check the picture of the clip against what was on here, and it matched up. But as you can see, I just tightened that, and now look at the wiggle on that clip. So that is definitely a design flaw. So I don't know how I got it. That's what happened the first time I put it back on. And then I took it off and I reseated it, or tried to reseat it a little better, thinking that maybe I did something wrong. And it didn't seem to move as much the second time I did it, so maybe I'll get lucky again. But I just had that completely tight. So let's try again here. I mean, that's as tight as I want to get it with this screwdriver. And see, now it doesn't wiggle as much. Still wiggles a little. Yeah, I thought it might be for a wire clip too, but they don't look quite long enough for the wire clip. But I don't know. It's okay now. It's not wiggling like it was before, but weird, very weird. All right, back to the pocket checks that y'all said. Yeah, I thought about the wire clip thing. I'm just not sure. I'll try one later. I've got a few. Carbon buckhorn was our first mention of what people are carrying today, so let's go look at it. There's the quote. It's from The Hangover 2, but did you die? Speaking of copyright strikes, TC, I got my first strike yesterday because of Jed's video. Uh, so yeah, YouTube deleted it. I had it hidden. It wasn't even it wasn't even public, but yet they deleted it and kind of gave me a strike, a warning. They actually said as long as as long as I don't get in any trouble, it'll drop off after 90 days. Uh, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. Uh, but you got to be careful what you show. I guess they just didn't like the fact that it was a kid with knives. I guess pretty wild. Yeah, Doc Seuss, it does kind of bug me a little bit. All right, so first mention of what was carried today was this aluminum carbon knives buckhorn, which looks like a super cool knife. Oh yeah, I've seen that one. I almost grabbed one of those off Knife Swap one day. Very good choice. It won the collaboration of the year in 2024 Blade Show Atlanta. Yeah, that's an awesome knife, man. Congrats. If you ever want to sell it, I'll buy it or trade you for something that you see that I got. I think the reason I didn't get one is because I'm such a big stickler on titanium. But I've gotten past that since I looked at this knife, and I really like the aluminum. Very cool knife, man. Whoops, there's my phone. We turn the volume off so we don't get that again. All right, next pocket check was, I believe, next thing that was mentioned was the TRM. We know what that is. The Ask Jefferson model in Everclear scales. Ask Jefferson, huh? This is B Shady. So here's the handle set, I'm guessing. That would probably be the handle set, but I want to make sure on this. So we're looking for the Ask Jefferson. So the Jefferson. Ask Shop. The Jefferson. Yep. Looks like those scales would fit that knife. So that is a super cool second knife. So it looks like that. There's probably a picture on his Instagram. Let's go see. We see B Shady's post. We go back to the home and see if it pops up. We got a picture of it today. There's the knife that I sold to Pete that y'all saw on the table. Let's see. B Shady's got to pop up here somewhere. So, well, that's not B Shady. What happened? I guess I could type his name in, but I thought he would pop up on here. He must have not been posting as much as he used to post. Anyway, it's this knife with these scales. So that's super cool. Lynch NW All Access V2. Okay. Model 2.9 Streamline. That thing's pretty cool too. B Shady, you got all the cool little add-ons. You got the 2.6 This is the 2.9 all access version 2.6. Yeah, I don't see the 2. Maybe that was a typo. Maybe yours is the 2.9. Nope. Let's see. All access pass Eddie 2.6 feather or Eddie. Doesn't say whether it's the feather or the Eddie. Feather Eddie. Darth Eddie. Darth Eddie. Well, that's pretty cool too, B Shady. And then you got your Hank and your Ty Dice. Rubato 2, that's one that was on my list for a while. If y'all aren't familiar with it, it's a great knife. Great value knife. I think it's OEM'd by Kaiser. Is that correct? That's super cool, micarta. That's the micarta I like. And I like that acid wash, stone wash. Super cool little budget $85 knife. And a pyrite light. We all know what that is. Black blade with navy FRN scales. That's what Pete's got this morning. Let's see. Blue Label and the Benji. You know what the Chavez Blue Label is, but that's their new budget line. But they're still super cool. I don't know why it's just. Let's see. I don't see the Blue Label, but I believe most people have seen it. And the next one was the Tack Knives Benji. What size is that? Let's see. Oh, that's the mini. It's a mini. Okay. Still pretty cool. That guy's really doing his thing. He's developing a new knife now. Should be out soon. After the unnamed. Was his first one, I believe. Let's see. What happened? Yeah. Axial Knives Alpine V2. Oh. Dang, B Shady. You need to slow down. Axial Knives Alpine V2. Yeah, we've already looked that one up before. It popped right up. I think I really like that one. Yeah. I don't like that color, though. We just got up close and personal with it. Wow. And fixie. Oh, and titanium. Well, well, well. Not in the G10, in the titanium. Ow. There we go. No, same one. They just don't have it listed anymore. Same knife though, Magna Cut. Sure, it was more than $219 though. I like when the studs work as stop pins too. Studs do all kinds of stuff nowadays. Did any of y'all happen to watch the dang it, having another brain fart. the Flavor of Love show that came out not long ago with the overweight comedian guy that had another show. What's his name? Oh my God, Drewski. Did y'all watch the Drewski Love thing? That reminded me of the Studs comment. That's why I said Studs do all kinds of stuff nowadays. Drummer got his rock wall. You want to ask knife too? Yeah, those did look pretty nice. Which rock? Let's see. Yeah, tactile. That's right. Well, that's the rock wall. Ed, good morning, sir. I didn't see it until I got down here. B. Shady's got a Bless Knives on the books. Pete, up there, the Tack Knives Benji was Scott. Scott has the Tack Knives Benji. Tucson TS39. Which one is that? Tucson TS39. I'll put. Aha. Oh, that's pretty cool. I haven't seen that one. When I looked at it, I thought it was G10 or something because of the milling, but they just did a crazy milling pattern on it. Yeah, I really like that. I like the blue one too. I don't know which version you have. Zon. Yeah, Zon is a nice knife. Nick, I just showed the Benji. Did you not see it? We were just on the Benji page a second ago. Whoops. Yeah, I just looked at it. It's a mini OTF. It's this one. The red, the blue. They got different. We got a Warncliffe in the blue and Warncliffe in the red. Oh, so they got Drop Point or Warncliffe in the blue and the red. And they're only $60, and they usually have some kind of promo code. Oh, which reminds me, I just got an affiliate link for QSP. So if y'all ever buy from QSP, I don't know. I'm just going to post it in my description on all the videos, I guess. But I added it to after the North Mountain Blade 10% code. So if y'all ever go buy any knives, go check my codes. I'm sure y'all search for codes anyway, but I've got some accumulated now, and I'm going to have some more soon. But QSP gave me an affiliate link. It's all good, Nick. So that was just another one. I need to message some more companies because now that I'm getting up there in subscribers, they usually just all give me something. So they all kind of started at 1,000. So now that I'm at like 1,230, they all seem to accept pretty quickly. So yesterday I received 3 knives in the mailbox. I got and these are 6 of the knives, 6 of the 20 that are going out for sale today when I get around to making my post. But I'll post it on the Discord first so y'all can see it before I post it on Knife Swap. But that's 6 of the 20 up there. Ones I just grabbed from around here. But yesterday I got my ProTech. So I know Nick's excited about that. No, I'm just joking. Nick could care less what knives I get. But I'm sure he's excited that I might become a ProTech fan. So this one came still sealed up in the plastic bag with the sticker on it and everything. It doesn't look like it's been used at all. Yeah, I will add it to the description. I'm going to start. I'm going to add it. I just forgot. So this is the TR3 Integrity with the reptile scales. And I have been flicking it quite a bit during the night. I do like the thumb stud for regular flicking, but it's not the best for reverse. You have to really put some oomph into it to get it to reverse flick, but I'm sure I'll get used to it. I usually just hit the button and just use a little wrist and go like that, but on button locks. Feels really good and sturdy though. The centering's good, the blade's good. The texture they put back here it's kind of like jimping on the scales. Feels really good. Feels really good in your hand. Fits in the palm good. So I think I did good for my first ProTech. Doesn't have any scratches anywhere. Clip doesn't even look like it's been in and out of a pocket. So yeah, $135, you can't beat it. When it would have been $270 new. So I got it basically for half price. No scratches on the blade at all. Oh, I don't care if people are buying. I just got the codes, just kind of help. I mean, I don't know, if you can save $1 here and there, it adds up. So 10% codes are good to have. I don't, all the 10, I'd rather just get the 10% off for y'all and not make any money. That affiliate link with QSP is kind of weird to me. I'd rather trade it for a 10% off link that gives y'all money. I don't want any money from QSP. That's weird. I don't know. People that use all those affiliate links and stuff, it's kind of weird to me. But I mean, it's another source of income, I guess. Helps buy more knives. That's the only thing I would ever do with it if it ever did accumulate to anything, which I think QSP said they give 7% or something, or anybody that clicks on that link. So I don't know, spend a couple $100, I make $14. I guess that's cool, but like I said, I'd rather have the 10% off code for y'all. But yeah, I got that one. So I got me a, good morning, JD. Got me a ProTech now. And the other two I got are two of the same knife, just different versions. And they came in the hard plastic container, so you can probably guess where they came from. Oh yeah, it's a manual. Be shady. You had a Curtis F3 medium come in. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I like that it's a manual. All right, so I got two of the newest versions of Jufull's Lamias. I got the milled one. This one didn't come blue this time. It just came plain. And the main difference between these and the last batch is the silver hardware like the original. The blade grind has been fixed since the second version to be more like the original. But this is this version. And I will tell you what's... Oh, Be Shady, thanks. I thought you were talking about the affiliate links and stuff, but I never know. I'm a little, I'm behind on 30 seconds, so appreciate that. They'll eventually sell, I'm sure. And then this is the milled kind of stonewashy version with the silver hardware. So the original ones all had black hardware, and it really stuck out and didn't look good. So the action came pretty much perfect on these knives out of the box. They have some of the best action of any knives, period. Everybody says that about his Lamias. The only thing that was wrong with them is the detent was a little weak. So I checked the detent ball on this one, and I was able to add a little bit of lock bar pressure and still not affect the closing. It still closes really good. And now this one has proper detent. It won't shake out. I got a video of them shaking out. They would shake out. So this one won't shake out unless you get very vigorous with it. I'm not pushing on the lock bar at all. So that one's good, but this one has issues. So it's still got great action. I went in and tried to put pressure with the lock bar five or six times. And that didn't help. So then I went and looked at the detent ball, and I noticed that the detent ball on this one was sticking out more than on this one. So no matter how much pressure I added with the lock bar, it still wasn't getting proper detent. And so, as you can see, it just shook out. In fact, it just shook all the way open. So you can see that's not good detent. So the next thing I thought, well, okay, let's go in and do some surgery. So I took it apart. I got something to poke the detent ball out with. I was very careful. I laid it on a towel so I wouldn't lose it because those are tiny. But I pushed the detent ball out from this side, and I've got a picture of it out. Anyway, and then I tried to reseat it to where it would be sticking out more. Good morning, Ron Crow. And when I reseated it enough that it would stay in without falling out, it was back to where it was before. So they milled the hole for the detent ball a little too big, I guess, and it goes a little too deep on this one. And so the detent is not as great as, I mean, it's still pretty good, but as you can see, it just flicked open. It shook open. And I don't like that, because if it'll do that, it'll come open in your pocket, you know. And it's not bad. It's still got detent. I mean, you can hear it and see it. Oh, and that brings me to my force gauge that I bought that we could test that detent with. I'd like to see what the difference is. So I know y'all know I bought this thing, and I was going to send it back because I got the model that's the units are a little too high for doing knife stuff. It would work great for like most everything else because I think it goes up to like 100 pounds or something. But with this one, the measurements aren't as precise as I like. So the first time in my life I've ever had this happen on Amazon. But I went on Amazon to return it, and I got a message after I hit return that said this. I said it was unused because it basically is unused. I've opened it and looked at it, but I got this message right here, which is pretty wild. First time. It says, "We are processing your refund. You don't need to return the item back to us." And there's my real email if y'all need it. But yeah, pretty wild. So basically, they've already refunded my money, and they said just keep it. So now I really don't want to buy another one with the money they sent me back because I've already got one. So it kind of makes me mad. I wanted the money they were going to give me back to buy another one with the smaller values. And now I just kind of want to make this one work. And it will work. It's fine. It's just when I set the units to kilograms, it doesn't go down to grams like I would like. It goes to points of a kilogram. But let me show you the detent. So on this one, I'm going to hook it in here, up here closest at the front as I can get, and kind of go parallel. And you can see the numbers rising there. It looks like before it got to 50, it broke loose. Let's see. Yeah, right before it got to 50. And on this one, let's see what it is. So right at about 40. It's not that I need to convert it. It's just the digits aren't as precise as I would like. I would like it in grams. This shows kilograms. So when it's a little below 40 on here, it's a little below 400. So I would like to have, see how it went to a little bit below 40. It broke loose, or right at 40, 41. I would like it to say 400 instead of 4.40. It's no big deal though. I mean, it still does show. See how that one went up to 45, 46? Not a big deal. And like I said, it would work great. So you can push and pull stuff. So you can put, so it shows the pushing and pulling force. So I can push on stuff. I'm pushing on that now. So you can test all kinds of stuff. If I make a, yeah, I can change the units. I can go to kilograms or pounds, but it's still too big of a number. This, let me show you what I'm talking about so you'll understand easier. If you go to a digital force gauge, Amazon. So right here's the one I bought. So they offer it in, hold on. They offer it in 4 different versions. See, they offer a 500 Newton, a 5 Newton, a 50 Newton, and a 300 Newton. And I bought the 500 Newton one, and I want like the 50 Newton one. Because the scale on it will be different, and it'll show smaller increments. So they have it by pounds too. I think one of these, if I go back here, one of these shows it in pounds. Hold on. Yeah, so see, this one is 0.65 pounds, 2.2 pounds, 6.5 pounds, 11 pounds, 22 pounds, 110 pounds. So I bought the 110 pound version when I should have bought like the 6.5 or the 2.2 for knives, because they're not, the pressure is not that great. Ron Crow, I understand about the decimal point. You're not getting me. I don't want it to show 0.40 of a kilogram. I want it to show 400.7 grams. I want it to be more precise in the measurements. That's why they offer all these different versions, because you need to get in the range that you're going to be measuring. And I bought the ones, and I didn't mean to sound like I was upset at all. I know that came across like a little snarky, but I'm just saying I don't need 110 pounds of pressure for measuring knives. If you were going to be weighing fish with it, or using it for some kind of hydraulic equipment or some kind of something else that you needed to measure up to 110 pounds of pressure, it just, the digits don't break down small enough to give me a good accurate reading on knives, because it's like weighing a scale when you're trying to weigh by grams and it only weighs in pounds. That's the only thing I'm trying to say. But yeah, it would work great for like, but that's why they offer so many different versions, so that right here, you know, like on this one, the readouts are all showing the same thing, but it shows you that it goes, see right here, range. This one goes from 0.01 kilogram to 1 kilogram. So it doesn't even measure more than 1 kilogram of pressure, which is 2.2 pounds, which is what I would basically need. So I need like the 2.2 one here to measure knives. And the increments will be smaller. Anyway, I hope that explains it. But they let me keep it for free, so it worked out. And I can still get some measurements from it, like you just saw, but I can't tell that it's 400 or 378. I can just kind of tell. It's got a bunch of different measurements, but even at kilograms to grams of pressure, I can tell that one didn't go to about 500, but I couldn't see the actual digits. So that's about 4. Yeah. Anyway. I don't know why they let me keep it, though. That's kind of weird. Because they're $50. So, like, I don't know. Weird. I'm not complaining, I guess. Because I got it for free now. But it kind of makes me upset because I'm kind of like, now that they're giving my money back, I don't want to spend it again on and have 2 of these, one I don't need. I guess I could just resell this one on eBay or something, huh? Since it's brand new with the book and everything. That's what I should do. Is just resell this one and buy the one I need. But these knives are both great. Except for the detent part on the one. So yeah, let's see. What now? It was pretty wild yesterday when I actually went through all those stupid Tucsons. I didn't realize I had that many, actually. I want to work on this thing today, too. I want to get out mine and, like, compare how the recurve looks. I guess I could do that right now since I've got them kind of close over here. Let's see. See my Norseman. Good morning, Sever 7. I watched some of that Tri-State video last night. It was pretty funny. How he sent people to your page and then you ended up winning the drawing he had. It's pretty wild. You were just commenting, thanking him for sending people over there, and your comment won. But yeah, he was giving you lots of love, man. You've been getting love from MC and Tri-State and everybody. You've really been getting into the knife scene. I respect it. Respect, my brother. So here's mine. Different milling pattern. So let's compare this recurve on this blade and see what kind of work I have to actually do. Oh, by the way, Sever, I got the 2 new lamias in with the silver hardware. Detent sucks on one of them, but it's good on the other one after I've tuned it a little bit. Tri-State was giving away 2 knives, and he told everybody to go to Sever 7's page and comment. And then so everybody went over there, and he said he was going to pick some comments off of Sever 7's page. And when he did the random comment picker, it picked Sever 7's comment on his own page. Ron Crow, I understand that, but Amazon, that's the first time Amazon's done that. Like, I get that all the time from like AliExpress and DHgate and stuff from having to ship back to China. But Amazon has warehouses everywhere, so it doesn't cost them much. And actually, they have a thing with the post office where they just pick up all their own stuff anyway. I mean, at UPS. They have the little Kohl's drop-off place, and it doesn't really cost them anything. So that's kind of weird. Yeah, that's what I'm about to do, Ed. I'm about to compare the 2 to see how much work I got to do to fix it. Because I knew it had a genuine, like a recurve anyway. But I wasn't sure how much I'll have to take off to like repair it. I was hoping I could just put a bigger choil in down here and just kind of straighten it off and then resharpen it. Because you can see mine doesn't have a choil. My blade is totally different on mine. It doesn't have that little choil. It's just straight down here. Whereas this one has a bit of a choil. And the grinds are different on the blades. Mine goes deeper. Mine goes into the knife deeper. This distance is deeper into the knife than this one. So there's more metal up here on the one you sent than on mine. So I can kind of use mine as reference, but not really. I'll just have to kind of go for it. Looks like the jimping is different on the backs here. The thumb studs are different. The placement's different. Oh, you put that choil in? Okay. But yeah, it's still wider metal and more and deeper. Mine's got more lines on it than this one has. Thumb studs are in a different place. The shape of the back of the blade is even curved a little different. The jimping looks a little different. The pivots are different. Your pivot's bigger. Mine's smaller. Lock bar insert. Mine is on the inside. Yours is from the outside. Clips look close. Yeah. So I think I should be able to just kind of flatten it off and then resharpen it. Get it back looking halfway decent. It'll be fun to play with. I still love it. Three hours a week lives is a lot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The etching was a little different too. What do I do with the box? Oh, here it is. Yeah, Sever 7. Yeah, I heard you mentioned that the other day that guy died. Pete seems to think he might have been in one of my chats at some point. I don't know him, but I mean, I hate to hear anybody died, especially if he's got a family and stuff to leave behind. Hey, I got a show and tell. Yeah. Are you talking? Yeah. Yeah, I knew. I figured out who you were talking about, Nick. Everything comes across weird in text. I totally get it. I don't take anybody's. I don't try to like. I try not to take tone into account with any kind of text. I just kind of take it for what it is and try to decipher how they meant it. But I don't ever take anything. I try not to take anything the wrong way because I hate texting. I would much rather vocalize something because you can hear the intuition. You can hear the different. I don't know, deflections in your voice and how you're actually saying it. Yeah. Is that what you're saying, Severin? You want to come up and show us something? Yes, sir. You are welcome to. Let me figure out. Give me just a second. I'll send you the. I'll just post a link in the chat. In just a minute. All right, here's the link, Sever. Join on up. I'm going to have to add Skype back. Oh. I thought you wanted to come up here and show us. Sorry. I thought you were wanting to come on and show us something. If you want me to watch a video, I'll watch a video too. Oh, that was for him. I'm still confused, man. I think you might want to come up and show us something. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just confused. It's very likely. Whoops. Whoops. What's going on, brand new American? $241.11. We want to go look at that real quick while I'm waiting to see if Sever wants to come up. 241.11. I was surprised Tri-State said my name when I said hello to everybody in the chat. That was kind of weird. I guess he might say hi to everybody.
All right. Whoops. One last refresh. And we'll run it and we'll watch the corner of the cutlery. Boop. Bing bong, run it. Who can it be now? You cheated. You cheated. You won your own giveaway? You won your own giveaway, dude? Get him out. Get him out.
Get him out, mods.
Get him.
Get him.
Police, arrest this man. Wolves, demons, suck his soul out. Get him out. You know what? I think that's fair enough. Unless everybody wants a redraw. If you guys want a redraw, let me know. If Sever7 wants to, I don't want it. All right, okay. All right, okay. I don't want it. Jesus Christ, chill, man. Winner of...
I think I came in... I don't know where I came in. Oh, yeah, it was right before...
What's up, dude? What...
And witness protection.
On the either side.
Yeah, TC asked him how he did the voice changer thing.
It's cool. I think just back in the day, they...
Yeah, I came in right as we was talking about the cut jack.
All right, let's look at some Steve. Love his voice. Thank you, Connor. Thank you.
Let's see.
We can go normal.
You know what I mean?
Community is in full.
10 deep voice you like that.
Wait, hold on.
You got a fucking dart in your neck? No, bro. The intrigue's cool. The Resident. Interesting. Okay. What else? Blade HQ. Steel wheel. Steel wheel. I can't say it, man. I'm so congested I can't even talk right now. The Modus and the Cut Jack. I remember Shabazz way back in the day. Blade Alchemy, what's up, man?
The Cut Jack.
Way
Yeah, there it was.
Way back in the day. Blade Alchemy, what's up, man? Shabazz.
Why is my audio
back in the day? Blade Alchemy, what's up, man? Way back in the day. Love.
I don't know. Like, it was weird
I remember
hearing him say my name on a video.
Are these flat ground? Are they flat? Edge type drop? Yeah, they're flat. Yeah.
Anyway, I was in there watching some of that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but nobody else can yet.
Okay, let me turn my camera on.
They made you install Teams.
Yeah, because I guess Skype is going away, so it made me put Teams on.
Yeah, I knew Skype was going away, but I was curious what they were going to do about it. Like, I guess it's all moving over to Teams, huh?
Yeah, it just did a quick forced transition.
I'm wondering if I can do the OBS stuff that I'm doing with the new Teams version, but I hope so. Anyway, I'm going to bring you on. Oh, y'all can hear him? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got my desktop audio on. Sorry. Like now they can't hear you. But here in a second they'll be able to see you and hear you. Put you up on video, so I'm about to put you up on video. So maybe if I can figure out what I'm doing here. Let's see. All right, there we go. There you are. Whoops, hold on. All right. You're on. You're live.
I think there's a reverb.
Only there shouldn't be.
Oh, no, it's gone. All right. Give me 1 second.
Oh, you're good. Nick is super happy you're on a live. Like, Nick really wants you to do some lives.
I need to do some lives, for real. I just get nervous because I'm still not comfortable with how the software works.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay.
Nice. And nice.
Okay.
You got are those 4 of the same knife or 3 of the same knife and 1 of another?
No, just the same brand. They sent me some knives to check out. So the first one we have is the Poikilo tuna.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, this thing is all these knives are absolutely insane, but this thing's beautiful. Poikilo is probably my new favorite brand. Go ahead.
Is that G10?
No, that was a marbled carbon fiber. But these are all going to metal complex. Look at this chunker.
Oh, yeah. That is nice.
Hell yeah. This is called the Salvatore. And it's fucking massive.
Yeah, and that's your style knife this week. Straight, long.
Yeah, 100%. I actually don't want to send them off, but,
Yeah.
And then next we have, so this is the knife that they won their first blade show with. It's kind of the knife that got them on everybody's radar. This is the Orca.
Yeah. Got the Orca
These
lines
guys
on
do, these guys do phenomenal work. Me and Rob from Rob's Nerdy Knives both agree that they're a step above Riot as far as manufacturing and tolerances go. Um, yeah,
Really?
their actions just yeah, yeah. Well, and actually, the next knife is going to be the best example of that. Um, it's called the Rhino. All right, so here's the Rhino, and if it might be hard to see, but if you look, it almost looks like the tip's touching the backspacer.
Yeah, but it's not.
And the only way I could tell that it's not is because in the light, I could see a little bitty
Sliver of
shadow.
light shine through. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, a little bitty sliver of light. Otherwise, I would have thought it was touching. So I mean, that's like tight tolerances.
Yeah. Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah, this one's um, they're not even broken in yet. I mean, I just opened them out of the package. But the
You said
reason,
you had a question about something about fitting or about tolerances or about action or something.
well, so I've got a um, I'm going to do a video, and my goal in that video is to explain what makes good action in a way that people can use it to kind of gauge like something is good or not. And it doesn't take long. I mean, it's not complicated, but I wanted to kind of do a test run and then have you guys poke holes in my logic to see if what I'm saying stands up or if I need to revise it. Now, this one isn't Poiculo. This one is by a brand called Chox, Chox, and this is a high-end Chinese knife. Like so, these scales are zirconium. It doesn't have a pocket clip, and if you catch it in the right light, you can kind of see it like that oil streak
The oil
rainbow
slick.
effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, but really big fan of this one. This one's also going off to Metal Complex. So that is it for my show and tell. So now I'm gonna kind of give a short summary of how I think people can measure good action and what makes up good action, and then you guys could all poke holes in it and tell me what I need to do to fix it. So let me grab. Oh, this is my 0.
Oh, you got another one?
No. I just got one, but
Oh no, I thought you meant. Oh, I was thinking of the Zorro. Never mind. I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't actually looking at the screen when you showed it.
I still want another Zorro. Very upset. Okay. So whenever I think of what makes up good action, things that come to mind. One thing is what's the deployment method and is it comfortable? So like with this giant mouse here, it's got a thumb hole and it's comfortable. So like, and I say comfortable as in, can I replicate it over and over easily? And with this, I can. So far, the deployment method is something I can do comfortably and over. The next part of action is what's called the break. And what I'm checking for here is to make sure that I can apply enough pressure to build up before this launches out. And the truth is with this, I can't. There's no break. It just kind of flimsies out. All right, so we're
Right.
going to put that one away. That one failed. So we're going to check out this Vostine Martin. So thumb studs are comfortable. I can replicate this all day. There is, I can build up pressure before the break if I'm not trying to fail it. All right, so far, it's easy to deploy. I can do it multiple times, and I can build up pressure before the break. So the next thing I'm checking for is the lockout. Whenever it actually lands up here, do I like the way it feels and do I like the way it sounds? Well, I like the way it sounds. And I like the way it feels because I can feel a little vibration through the scales. So now I have lock bar disengagement. And that is.
Now, when you just said you were testing lockout.
No, not really lockout, but like testing how much do I enjoy whenever the blade lands in its final position.
Okay.
So not actual lockout.
Yeah, I was confused. Like, so you just mean like the opening, the full opening of the knife.
Right, the full opening. And then after the opening, I want to check the lock bar. Is it comfortable and easy to disengage the lock bar? Okay.
Yeah,
well,
and do you have good access to it? Like,
yeah, do I have good access? Is it comfortable? And is it something that I can do over and over? That way it doesn't get in the way of my fidgeting. The Velocity's kind of a cheat, though, because it doesn't have a lock bar. It's got a button. And then after that, I want to test the drop, and I'll actually use the giant mouse for that. Is it a guillotine, which is just where it flies down? Is it a shake shut, where you have to shake it a few times? Or is it a hydraulic, where it just slow rolls on its own? Those are the three types of drop you can have. So this one's a shake shut. And then finally, what does it...
There's a fourth where you got to like use your other hand.
Oh, yeah. If it's either a piece of shit knife or, yeah.
Or a
and then
slip
the other
joint,
thing
yeah.
is the landing. I want to know, what's it do whenever it lands? And this one has a
does
little...
it bounce? Yeah, or does it click into place?
Yeah, this one's got a little satisfying click, right? So running through it all at once, we're going to use this knife as an example. If I'm trying to figure out if I were to buy this knife, or if I'm watching a review on it and I want to know how good the action is, then I'm going to look at the deployment method and I'm going to say that looks relatively comfortable. So I'm going to say that's a go. And then I'm going to watch the person deploy it. Okay, well, it flew out and they didn't fail it. So I'm going to assume they have to apply pressure to get a break, and that it's not just going to like limp and noodle its way out. Okay, well, now we want to see how are the acoustics. The acoustics are good. I like the way this knife sounds. And then we're going to go to lock bar access. Is it easy, comfortable? Can you get to it? With this knife, I can. Now I want to test the drop. So it looks like it's a combination of hydraulic and shake shut, which for me is my favorite kind. And then what does it do whenever it lands? I get a nice audible little click, and there's no bounce to it. So based on this, since it passed all areas, I can say with confidence that most people would find the action of this knife very appealing. Whereas with this knife, the one that we couldn't put any pressure behind to launch it out, most people would be like, oh, this has it's got a limp detent.
Now, I've got a question. Like, do you consider like when you buy a knife and you get a knife, the way it comes is the way that you think like it is completely, or do you ever try to do any kind of tuning? Because I know that tolerances can be super tight and it can vary from knife to knife. So do you ever try to figure out why the D10 isn't as good as it could be and maybe try to adjust it? Or do you just discard that knife?
No, I used to not do that. I would say probably over the last 2 months, though, I tune every single knife. And then
because I do too.
If I can't tune it,
a lot of times the way a knife
ahead.
starts, I wouldn't recommend it to somebody, but the way it ends up, I would. So you got to consider that too. And watching people open knives on videos, you can't really tell how much pressure they're having to put on the thumb stud. I mean the flipper tab in order to open it, without it failing. Where a lot of people will show, like, I don't know if you've ever watched a Discerning Man's videos, but he makes it a point to see if he can actually fail the knife. Like, he makes a point in his videos to see if he can apply light enough pressure to where the detent will make the knife fail in opening. And
So he definitely goes a little more in depth with it. For me, it's more because you're right. You can only get so much from a video, but it's more about, because like I hear all the time.
You can fail that knife. Like, you just failed it.
Yeah, no, it can be failed. But if you apply anything.
But some knives you can't fail. Like a lot of knives that have the proper detent, you can't fail them. Because when you put enough pressure to break the detent, it's going to open.
I think I can fail just because I've had so much practice in my daily life. I think I can fail just about anything.
Oh, I've got some I guarantee you can't.
But the point of it is because, like, I'll watch Middle Complex, or no, not him. I'll watch a Tri-State, and Tri-State will say, "Hey, I'm not a flipper only guy, but something about this just works, right?" Well, it doesn't have to be abstract like that. Like, if I have two knives and I love the action of both of them, but I want to know what the difference is for me, then I can just go, okay, they're both comfortable, so that's not the difference. This one's got much better braking action. I can get a lot more pressure behind it than I can this one, so that's a huge difference. They're both comfortable to disengage. Oh, this one is drop shutty, which I love. This one is a shake shut, which I don't love. Okay, so even though I love the action of both of these knives, that's why I like this one more. So it's just basically giving yourself a way to review the action of a knife, determine if you like it, and if you like it more than another, why is that? So is there anything that I'm leaving out outside of, is it comfortable to deploy? Is there good braking action? Like, can you put enough pressure behind it to launch it out? How does it feel whenever it lands at the top? The lock bar disengagement, and then how is it whenever it lands at the bottom? Is there anything in there that might be like a big thing or that I'm missing? Go ahead.
Well, I was thinking, just making sure that there's no play.
You mean like
in the blade?
Actually,
like once it's locked out, like making sure there's no vertical up and down play, because a lot of button locks have a minimal amount of up and down vertical play and side to side play. So like your Vostede, pull it out and see if it's got any vertical up and down. Because a lot of button locks do. They have a small amount.
Well, this one's that top liner, but no, this one's not moving.
Yeah, but the plunge lock ones, a lot of the plunge lock ones do.
I think
I would say that's about the only thing I can think of. As far as action goes.
This one's got a little side to side. This one's a button lock. But that
could just be because the pivot's not tight enough. But a lot of people will try to improve their action on their knife by loosening the pivot. And see, to me, that's not real action. Like, the pivot should be pretty much as tight as you can get it. I mean, not as tight as you can get it, but tight enough that it's not going to back out and still have the good action,
Yeah, agree. A lot of knives, pivot it doesn't fix the problem. It's just a Band-Aid. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also think that's why people don't traditionally enjoy plunge locks and crossbar locks as much, is because by default, those knives don't really need a lot of braking action. So you don't have to, because you're not overcoming a detent. You're overcoming some spring pressure. And the spring pressure on this, just the little bit of pressure you get from the spring pushing against the button, that's not really going to give you a satisfying break. But then also button locks and crossbar locks, they also just have drop shut action 99% of the time. They don't have a hydraulic drop or a shake shut. So
Yeah,
by
TC and Drummer, are you paying attention to the chat at all? Because they're saying blade play. Drummer said blade play and lock bar access are not action in his opinion.
So I would agree with that, Drummer. The only reason I factor in lock bar access is because that's a necessary step when fidgeting. And if everything about the action is perfect, but like the lock bar access or the lock bar chews your finger up, then that kind of throws a whole wrench in the thing. So that for that reason, that's why I included it. And then the blade play, I would agree with, but with this knife, it's really flimsy. And whenever I was flicking it, I thought it might have had some blade play, and that might have been jacking the action up. But
Well, the only
no,
reason
I
I
mean,
mentioned blade play is because if you've got blade play, then the pivot's not tight enough or the lockup's not right, so you can't judge the action of the knife until those things are corrected. In my opinion.
no, yeah, you're absolutely correct. But so I would say typically play isn't a part of the action. But I do still think lock bar disengagement has a place, just because, like I said, if everything else is perfect, but then like you chew your thumb up disengaging it, then that kind of ruins the experience of the action.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to me, action is the whole process of opening and closing the knife.
Yeah,
So I agree. Like blade play isn't part of opening and closing a knife, but if you have blade play and you adjust it to where you no longer have blade play, then you're affecting the action can be different when you do have blade play and when you don't have blade play. So I think it factors into the opening and closing, but it's not actually part of the action.
yeah, it might be a problem if the action's jacked up. That might be the cause. But yeah, it's not actually
Right.
part of the action itself. And I'm just checking some of the chat here. Doxus, I agree.
Right.
Hydraulic is my preference. And TC, I agree with you about lock bar access. But also, despite the majority of this loving the fidget with their knives, some knife makers are not making knives to be fidgeted with. They're making them as tools to open and close. And that's super fair. I would never judge Chris Reeve on its action because I know that's not even part of the equation. I think for a lot of the makers like Vosti and we and stuff like that, I think they are trying to give like a fun fidgety, for the most part, action. But like if I get a washer knife, I'm just going to, their priority was not the action, right? It can have good action, but that was not their priority. So I'm gonna to your point, I'm going to take the action piece off the table. But then, like, if I get the little Voss Steve here, then this is something I'd be judging.
Yeah.
This
Hey,
thing's
so
great, by the way.
so when you said I don't know, like I try to get all my D10 on my knives where I can't fail them. Like that's my goal whenever I try to tweak them. And so this Tucson, I don't know if you can see on my Skype camera, but the TS195 that I just got has the perfect detent for me, and I just tried like 30 times to fail this knife. Like as light as I can press it, as soon as it breaks loose, it's got enough pressure to open all the way. And I cannot fail this knife no matter what I try. Like as light as I can push it, as soon as it breaks the detent, it opens all the way. And I promise you, I'm pressing as light as I can and just barely moving forward until it gets to that point. But I've got 20 or 30 or more knives that are just like this that I cannot, no matter how light I try to press it, I cannot get the blade to stop halfway.
Well, that's another reason you should sell me that knife.
Well, I'm just saying, like I think proper detent should be to where the knife can't open halfway. Like if it's got proper detent pressure, it should have enough that the knife will open on its own if the action's good enough. And
no, I agree with you.
And Nick just said in the channel that most zero tolerances are like that, is what Nick just said. They're impossible to fail. And I've got quite a few because I try, like with every knife that I've got, like I try to check the detent and you got to think about the angle you have the blade at too. I try to keep it horizontal so that I'm not giving it an unfair advantage by letting gravity take its work, like pulling the blade open. But I try to keep them flat. But like this one is another one that I don't think I can fail it regardless. Like the detent on it. Oh, there we go. So I was able to fail that one. But I've got quite a few that I can't fail. So
I'm going to try one of these more expensive poiculos and see if I can fail one of the flippers, because I actually haven't tried with these yet.
But like I said, Discerning Man tries that on every knife that he takes apart and tries. He tries to fail them. And I appreciate that because it lets you know, if it does open.
I'm not sure if I can fail this one.
Yeah, keep it horizontal and flat so you're not adding, gravity in. Like because if you angle it down, then the blade will, the weight of it will keep it, pull it.
There we go. If I try really, really, really hard to cheat, I can.
But did that hit your finger? Like, is your finger hitting the pivot, or is it failing because you're not? Because sometimes you can't if you don't get your finger out of the way. Yeah.
No, it's failing because of the pressure.
Yeah.
But I have to be really specific and really cheat because otherwise, this thing's almost impossible to fail. So,
but I think you've got everything covered as far as action.
I do agree, though, that if a knife is unfailable, then chances are it's got solid action.
Yeah.
Because the detent's tuned properly. Whereas, even I love the Voss Teed Martin action, but I could even fail this, all day long. And I think this thing is great action. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know. Like I'm with whoever said they're more into the way a knife closes than the way it opens. Doc Seuss said that the way a knife drops shut is probably the most important thing to me. So the way a knife closes is way more important to me than it opens, because I can put enough pressure to open it or flick it hard enough to open it. So I'm not worried about that. Right. It's how easy is it to close, that matters more to me.
So I agree with that too. And actually I think I skiff almost everything. So the drop on this is pretty close to perfect for me. It needs a little encouragement in the beginning, but you can pretty much just let gravity do it. But with skiffs, the thing they really improve is the closing, right? I mean, they improve the opening a little bit, and they can kind of clean up, shitty detent. But typically, when people are showing off their skiffs, what they do is they get to this part, and then they just do the controlled close. So, I'm with you there. The closing is the most important part to me. I just want to make sure everything else is, not shitty as well.
But like I said, and I found out that there's so many people that like knives certain ways too. Like a lot of people don't like their knives people there's designers like Chris Reeve is a prime example. He's talked about openly that he doesn't want his knives to drop shut. Like he wants them you have to shake them rather vigorously to close them. And that's just what he prefers. And so dealing with people on Reddit, I've heard, everybody talks about, that they'd rather have their knife, this way or that way or no detent. And so it's all subjective. So all you can really do is just give your opinion, and then people kind of have to trust your opinion.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But if I'm not giving them enough information to go off of, or if they want to gauge the action of one of their own knives, they can kind of use this outline of, is it comfortable? Is there a good break? Is the lock bar easy to access and comfortable? Do I like the acoustic on the way up? Do I like it on the way down? hydraulic, uh, uh, shake shut. Like for me, I can't stand drop shut. And like it to me, it drives me nuts. I find that that's what a lot of newer people like. But like, I don't want something that's just gonna fly shut. I would much rather have ours a little bit of shake, and then for the most part, we'll go on its own.
Right. Yeah, I don't drop shut. Like if I have a knife that's, or you mean like guillotine, right?
Right. I don't like guillotine.
Yeah. So like a lot of times when I get a knife that has guillotine, I try to tighten the pivot like extra so that it gives me a little bit not guillotine.
Yeah, no, I do the same thing, but I find that what happens for me sometimes is it'll make it a little bit harder to deploy it depending on what the knife is.
Yeah. And there's certain
Like I
knives
over-tightened it.
like my Chavez, my 229 or my 228, I believe it is. Like it has terrible detent, and I can't fix it, and it'll fail just about every time I try to open it because I'm used to knives clicking when I put pressure, but it'll just open up. I've got it. I'm showing the real quick. Pete wanted to talk about the tariffs. TACCOM Knives posted a post about the tariff thing, and I was showing it on screen real quick.
I'm cool to drop out. Those are the things that I wanted to knock out. I appreciate you guys.
Oh, no problem, man. All right, man. Well, I'm going to go back to talking about some other stuff real quick.
Yeah, you're good, brother. Thanks. Bye.
All right, later. All right, so this says, hi, guys. With the tariff, things are kind of up in the air right now. I'm not sure how to move forward or plan. A lot of shipments are put on hold, and some productions were put on pause. I'm taking it one day at a time. There might be some changes just so we can stay afloat. I just want to give you guys a heads up, and please don't be mad at us. Each production from design to finish can easily take a year, so the uncertainty is just really hard to plan. So yeah, that sucks. And that's been a topic of discussion on Reddit. And I said that if anybody is smart, there's always a fix around problems if you're smart, in my opinion. There's always an answer. So I would hope that a lot of the Chinese people, including some of the clone makers that I deal with, will figure out a way to find a middleman country to ship their products into and then ship to the U.S. so that they can avoid the tariffs. So a few companies already do that and go through the Netherlands in order to get their knives to the U.S. without a tariff. But it would be very easy for someone to get some people, to stage knives in a certain area and then ship them from that area to the U.S. from a country that doesn't have tariffs. So all you have to do is find a country that doesn't have tariffs from China to them, and then find the same country that doesn't have tariffs from them to the U.S. And so people that are smart in business can figure out a way to avoid these tariffs. So I would suggest that the guy from TACCOM Knives uses, a lot of those guys have people already in those places. They have friends in countries, and a lot of them already use multiple people to ship things. But yeah, having to change your supply line a little bit is a pain in the butt, but it can be overcome, in my opinion. Yeah, we can't make it here in the U.S. because of our labor costs, just like it was said, but so I don't know what they're thinking. Like, they're going to have to, it's not going to last forever. I can tell you that. It's just the whole reason with the China thing is because they charge tariffs. All Trump's trying to do is just get them to stop charging tariffs on our stuff coming into their country. Like, if they don't want to get charged tariffs, then quit charging tariffs on our stuff. And so that's all he's trying to do. He's trying to strong arm them, and it's not going to last forever. So the main reason he's doing it is so they'll stop tariffs on our stuff. It's not that he doesn't want people to buy Chinese stuff. He wants all these other countries to stop charging tariffs on stuff we we make so that their people can, I mean, which is stupid to me because those people can buy stuff cheaper over there instead of ordering it from us. Like, so it really does nothing, but it's just kind of a strong arm tactic, in my opinion. But here's that 229 kickstop I was talking about that has terrible detent. And like, I've tried everything to fix this knife. And the blade's so big that once you get it moving, it kind of moves. But this knife fails every time I try to open it. It's one of the kickstop knives. And it's also, of course, a lot of my knives, since they got bigger blades, blade weight has a lot to do with how a knife closes too. Some little tiny thin blades, I don't care how good action you get on them, they're not going to close due to the weight of the blade. Some of them still will. But when you get big heavy blades like this, the weight of the blade helps the action a lot on closing. Kind of cheating. But this one has terrible detent, and I've tried to fix it. It is what it is. It's a 229 kickstop, and it's a clone anyway, so I don't really care. But it won't even make it to halfway sometimes. Yeah, I was thinking they could use Taiwan or Hong Kong is a territory of China. So a lot of people in the watch business, they ship out of Hong Kong because Hong Kong is not considered part of China. So I thought a lot of them could just use China's invested a ton of, Knives Are Life is right. China has been investing crazy money into Africa, building roads and building all kinds of infrastructure there. So that might be a good place to stage stuff through too. Nick, you said a minute ago that some knife had great reverse flick like this ProTech. This ProTech has terrible reverse flick for me. It has great regular flick, but the placement of the thumb studs is too close to the scales. You can't get your finger in between it, and it's too close to the end of the pivot. So you have to really put a ton of oomph on it to get it to open reverse. And I'm good at reverse flicking. That's mostly all I do, and I can get it to open, but it takes a lot of force. Like a lot. I'm flicking the hell out of it. Yeah, I know I'll get used to it, but right now, and like I said, most of the time with button locks anyway, I just push the button and use a little wrist. I don't even use the thumb studs. And this one has the close like he was talking about. It doesn't want to, it wants to bounce out a little bit like a lot of button locks do. You have to really let off at the right time. If you let off early, it'll bounce out. But that comes with using a knife. You learn when to let off and when to. Like I said, I just got this one. I love it so far though. It's super comfortable. I love the feel of this jimping. Yes, Sever, you said you didn't like button locks very much. I was surprised to see you had any. This one does feel great though. Like, especially with the regular deployment of the thumb stud feels great. And the button, it makes a good solid noise too when you open it. And I much prefer a manual to an auto. Yeah, I like these reptile scales too. We know, Nick. We know. I'm just kidding. You are our official ProTech representative in the channel. Yeah, I want to take that one apart. I'm curious. I think this Hokkaido has terrible failing action too. No? Yeah. It'll fail. And it doesn't have good closing action either. Like, yeah, that one failed about halfway. I think I tightened this pivot too tight because it was a guillotine. It was one of those ones I was talking about with the heavy blade. that I over tightened the pivot trying to overcome that. I doubt that, Nick. I've got 4 or 5 other ones that are clones that I really like, and they have some of the best action of any clones I've got. But I just don't like them enough to buy a real one. And if I wouldn't have got this one half price, I wouldn't have bought it either. Just to be honest. But I love, when I sorted my knives, I had to put all the Protects together, maybe. Oh, no, it's because they're autos. Most of them are autos, the ones I've got. So they're in my auto bag. Let's see if I can find that real quick, and I'll show you a couple of my concept autos. I think they're right here. But they have as good of action, I could imagine, as the real. I mean, probably nearly as good as the real ones, because they feel really good, I have to admit. I've talked really highly of them to people that ask about clones. Here we go. They're in this bag right here. Oh, Sever 7, if I sell it, yeah, I will let you know for sure. So here's some of my stupid autos I've got. I've got some Lightnings. I've got, this is the Runt right here. So here's the Runt. And this is a great little knife. And, Protect CPM 20 CV. And, it's got, I mean, super good fire and action. Feels good. No blade play. Like the handle feels great. So that's the Runt. I believe that's a Runt 5. It might be a Runt 4. So that's that one. Let's see what else I got here. This is my my piss shootout crew wear. It's got that spring noise where some lithium grease will take that out. But I haven't had that one fail either. That's kind of weird. And have y'all seen these cheap, like, plastic $10, like, OTFs with the skulls on them that are made out of plastic? Like, believe it or not, this thing has decent action. Like it hasn't failed either. It's a great gift to give somebody, like $10. Anyway, let me see what I got here. I think the other ones are on the other side. Mr. Ron Dobbins, good morning, sir. All right, so over here, we've got right here. So this is, I would probably buy this knife if this clone wasn't already so good. But this is the, is it Hinderer and Protect collab? Nick, tell me what this one is. I believe it's the Hinderer Protect collabo, and this knife feels great. Everything about it feels great. The jimping feels great. The handle feels great. The action feels great. No kind of play anywhere. I take that back. There is just a tiniest bit of vertical, but not anything that matters. Yes, Strider. That's right. Strider and Protect collab. Yeah, it's the PT3. Yeah, PT3 or PT Plus. PT Plus, PT3 Plus, PT Plus. I don't know. It's something, but I love this little knife. Like, it's a great knife. I just don't like having to close knives with two hands, and I just don't feel comfortable enough. I always scared I'm going to cut myself when I try to do it one-handed. I mean, I can do it, but this one's got a heck of a spring in it too. So there's that one. And then the one beside it over here is something else. Don't remember what this one is either. It's got the lock on it. But everything about this knife feels great too. The ergos feel great. It's got the same kind of jimping on the back of the scales there. Super comfortable. Good weight to it. And great snappy action. Like, I think this is a TR or something. TR2 maybe, auto? It's the same knife I've got, but the TR2 instead of TR3? I think it might be. Yeah, that's a PT Plus. That black one. And then this one I think is a TR2. But I like it too. But my Osborne I like better. Just because I love the shape of the Osborne. And Sever 7, you're going to have to get you an Osborne if you don't have one. Because it's got that long, lean look that you like. And it's just such a classic knife. But this is, you know, this is a fake one. I've got a real one, but it's not an auto. Oh, and then here's the other Protect, the Whiskers. That's that first version or whatever. It doesn't have the double action like I guess the second one did. But that's the third Protect I've got. And that one's pretty cool. Like, I like it because when you hand it to somebody, they can't open it. And then this is a real Kershaw launch 16, I believe. And this one will about sling out of your hand. I think I'm going to sell it too. I think I need to lay it on the table. I think it goes over here in the sell pile. Along with this real launch 20. So I'm going to sell my real launch 20 and my real launch 16. I don't know. I've got decent prices on these when I bought them new. I like the launch 20 just from the looks of it. I don't like Kershaws for the most part, but I did buy these two. The Guru, okay, drummer. Yeah, I'll let you know. But if anybody likes autos, those two are for sale. The two Kershaws, the 16 and the 20. And then this is the only other real one in here, I think, is the Joker version of the Kalishnikov or whatever it is in D2. This one's never been carried or used either. I think I'll sell it too. That just gives some variety. I like the LUDT auto. That's another knife that I really like that I would probably buy. If I got a good deal on one, a real one, I'd probably buy it too. The LUDT is a underwater dive team. Underwater dive training, large underwater dive team, maybe. Is that what it stands for? Somebody that knows. And then this one right here will sling out of your hand. The Claymore. The Claymore's got some kick to it too. And it's so light. I've had it sling out of my hand a couple of times. The kick on it's so strong. Demolition team. Okay. Large underwater demolition team. There we go. Large underwater demolition team. I think this Claymore is super cool because, on a Claymore mine, I'm going to teach y'all something you might not know, but on a Claymore mine, it has the words on it. Let me just show you. So on an old Claymore mine that you stick in the ground with the, it says front towards enemy. So that's an old Claymore. And it has the words on it so you know which way to point it because it's a directional charge. So you stick it in the ground and it says front towards enemy. Well, Benchmade, when they made the Claymore knife, they put the braille on it that says the same thing in braille. So it says front towards enemy in braille, which is a pretty cool touch. It gives tribute to the old mine because you do put the front towards the enemy. So that's what the braille on the Claymore Auto has. Let me look at the link Sever just sent. I'm off today. I just remembered that. Oh, did you not see my post, Sever 7? So my Wraith should be delivered, I think, let's see, today, Friday. My Wraith should be delivered Friday. I know other people in the video saw it, but I got the purple version. It's in the Discord. Let's see right here. So here's the Wraith that I bought 4 or 5 days ago. Hold on. It's right here. So I bought that Wraith 4 or 5 days ago in LMAX. I could have sworn you knew I got that. And man, did I get a steal on it. And it's an integral, carbon fiber integral. And man, you would love the deal I got on it. I paid I'll tell y'all, I'm totally honest with y'all about what I pay. In fact, when I said I paid $150 for the ProTech, I felt bad when I found out I paid $135 for it. But I'll let y'all know. But here's what I paid for the Wraith. Let's see. Can't remember who I bought it from, but I think here it is. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. I paid $220 for it. And it's original owner, never been carried, never been cut. And I paid $220 for it. And it's the Heretic Wraith right here. It's this version right here. The H, it was $5.95 on NC Blades, and I got it for $220. Southern Edges had it for $5.95 also. Let's see. D&K Knives had it for $5.95 also. They still got one for $5.95. But I got it for $220. Ron Dobbins, yes sir, I know. Did you see? Mr. Ron, did you see? on the table, did you see the newest one I got the other day? The Tucson, the TS 195. I got it the other day. Super cool knife. I doubt I'll be getting rid of any of my integrals. I don't know why. I've been closing autos. I just used my hand to close that blade. That's so funny. I just went like that because I was closing those autos when this one's got perfect action. I like where I have to give it one little bitty shake and it closes all the way. And the blade weight will kind of close it the rest of the way. I also like hydraulic, where it just kind of gradually goes down like a guillotine, but just slowly. All right, guys. I think we're going to start ending this one up. I got to get some knives posted for sale today. All these across the top are part of the ones for sale. I'm going to be selling a bunch. Oh, something else I found out about the TS 195 is I've got to have another one now. I thought I was done with the TS 195, but it comes they have two different versions of this knife, variants of this knife. They have this frag one, and then they have one with diagonal milled, small milled lines. So now I got to find one of those 195s. We were talking about Tucson doing different versions of knives, and I found out just like they offer different variants and colors of knives. This is one of them. I didn't realize that. But they make one that's called a wave pattern. And White Mountain Knives has one still. It's called a TS 195 Wave. So it's the same exact knife, but it's got micro milling diagonal, and I kind of like it better. So now I have to find one of those. The hunt never ends. What do you mean, why do they leave so much meat? I mean, you got to have a certain weight to a knife. You don't want it to just, you want it to feel substantial. But I guess they are heavier than a lot of knives. This one doesn't have too awful much meat, I don't think. But it does feel pretty heavy. Let's see what it weighs compared to something else close to its size. So let me grab another full titanium frame lock about the same size, and we'll do a size comparison on weight. That one's a little bigger, so I won't use it. Well, heck, I'll just do it against a Rosie clone. It's quite a bit bigger than the Rosie. Let's see what the weight difference is. Yeah, Ron Dobbins, they might make a colored variant. Okay, so this Rosie is 3.86. And this Tucson Integral is 4.52. So about a half an ounce difference, and it's a little bigger. So I think they milled out the right amount on this one. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could always want your knives lighter, but they didn't leave. You can't tell how much they left, but a bearing clip. I still don't understand what the bearing clip thing is. Man, these knives are nice. The action and the sound on these. Like, Lemifshi knocked it out of the park on these things. So good. Golf putter. Like, these are so nice. Sound is so good. Another one. I don't know. Yeah. I think this one feels heavier for some reason. Yeah, 3.91 to 4.52. Clip have a captive bearing. How can a clip have a bearing in it? I mean, I understand what a pocket clip is, but how can a clip have a bearing in it? I'm still totally confused. I don't know what a captive bearing in a pocket clip is. Am I just stupid? Oh, are you talking about the one with the ball? Are you talking about this right here? Hold on. Now I think I understand what you're talking about. Yes, sir. I didn't have you. As soon as you pay me, I'll make a label and ship it. TC, I didn't really know you wanted it. And if some like weird thing, if you have paid me or something that I don't know about, then yes, I will get it shipped today. I think I know what you're talking about. I think y'all are confusing a bearing in the clip. It's a roller ball. It's not really a bearing, and it doesn't roll. It's just shaped that way. It doesn't actually spin. There may be some knives where it does spin, but the one you're talking about that I just got is this one right here. And this is not a roller ball. This does not roll. That is a captive round ball that's locked in there. It's just shape. It's just basically that shape, but they used a ball. But you could put a curve underneath there and it would be the same shape. This thing doesn't roll. I mean, I wish it did roll. I think he bought the Shamwari. But yeah, this isn't a bearing per se. It's just a black onyx ball that they've locked in there. It doesn't roll though. If that's what you're talking about. That's why I was confused, because I was like bearing? I was thinking of like round bearings. I wasn't thinking of like a single, like a roller, like a trackball. Yeah, they are smooth in and out of the pocket. Yeah, he bought I'll show you the knife he bought. It's the whoops. It's the lightning anodized Hilberg Shamwari that I posted. It's that knife right there, Pete. It's the 3.3 inch. Drummer, have a good day, brother. See you tomorrow. Yeah, and here's the other pictures of it. Hold on, sorry. So it's got a lightning anodized. The whole thing is lightning anodized, and then it's got the lightning anodized pivot and a lightning anodized clip. And I don't know why these pictures aren't loading. There you go. There's an up close and personal. And it really does have M390 still. There's that side of it open. And there's that side of it open. TC blades, you're going to take it back to natural tie. Do you know how hard that'll be? Because you can't just wink it. You can't just use wink or an etchant. You have to physically go in there and sand between all those grooves. I would suggest against that. If you want to, yeah, I would highly suggest you don't try that because you'll be at it forever. They're in the Discord, Pete. They're in the Knife Picks Discord. Yeah, you can't use wink or multi-etch to get that off, buddy. Lightning Ano's done with heat. So wire brush on a Dremel. All right, you're gonna take off some of the. I've never tried on something with that many milling lines. But I trust you. I want to see it once you get that done. Yeah, there's lots of knives. Here's the ones I posted of the two Lamias last night. In the Rocky Mountains of Tennessee. And here's the Protec out by my pond in my neighbor. No, I'm just kidding. All these were taken on my desk. If you didn't know already. I was not outside. It was not daytime. There was no log. There is no pond. There are no rocks. There are no mountains. There are no nothings. Oh, well, who posted this today? Oh, Brand New American. He's got his Flytanium scales on his PM3, maybe? Yeah, PM3. And I was not outside on a rock by the moon when I posted those two. This knife was not on a wooden table with graffiti in the background. Neither was that one. Neither was that one. Neither was that one. They're all AI. To answer your question, TC, it's called Photo Leap on Android, I believe. Photo Leap, is that right? Photo Room. Sorry. Here, I'll show you. All it does, so it's called Photo Room. You start from photo. Whoops, I didn't hit the right button. Start from photo. You go pick a knife. Like this is one I was looking to buy last night. Let's see what it does. So it takes out everything but the subject. Then you hit AI backgrounds. And you type in whatever you want. It's got some pre-made ones, but you just go up here to create background. And you pick what kind of surface you want it on and with what in the background. So you can do either or both or nothing. So if I put medieval castle, and I hit generate, then it just put me in front, it just put the subject in front of a medieval castle. I've got an ashtray, and it'll generate 4, and then you can hit generate 4 more, and it keeps generating 4 more. And if you take a picture, and you can move stuff around, make it bigger, smaller, do all kinds of stuff. But if you pick one that just has a knife in it, like I take at work. So like, here's the ProTech, for example. It'll just pull the knife out. And then you can go to AI backgrounds, and you can go to create background, and you can say like a rustic wooden table, and a rustic wooden table with an ocean view in the background. And you hit generate images, and it'll lay it on a table. And a lot of the placement is weird on some of them, so it doesn't look right. Like on that one, it's hanging off the table, it's floating in midair. But like that one, it looks good. The shadows look good, and it adds all the shadows and everything. That one's floating too. So it takes some time to get them exactly right to where they look right, because they'll be floating in midair and stuff. But like I said, you can hit layers, and you can pick the object, and you can make it bigger or move it around, and hit done. And now it looks a little better. But anyway, it's called Photo Room. And I've got the paid version that I got from, just knowing how to get them. But it works great for AI. Well, all right, guys. Been another great day. I appreciate y'all. If you got any questions, hit me up in my email. We'll be here again tomorrow morning. TC, I will get that knife shipped off to you today. My day off. Hope you enjoy it. Everybody else, have a great Wednesday. I'm going to enjoy my day off. Wonder what's going on with Mr. Ed lately. Haven't seen him talking much in the chat. I miss Ed. He said he was listening from the other room yesterday, but didn't really say much. I like when Ed joins in and the convo. But I appreciate all the rest of you. Nick, Ron Dobbins, Sever7, Pete, B. Shady, Scott, Michael, Mr. Everybody that's contributed to the conversation. Doc Seuss, TC, everybody. Love all y'all. Appreciate all y'all. Love that you're in the same hobby that I'm in and can teach me stuff. Hopefully some of my useless knowledge will rub off a little bit. Especially on newer people. Most of y'all know a lot more than I do. Vladimir, thank you for hopping in. Of course, Mr. Drummer, who's always here bright and early. JD, Ron Crow, all y'all. Appreciate y'all. We'll do it again tomorrow. We'll try to do, we might do some, okay, TC Blades. I'll check my PayPal and my emails or whatever. One last thing. Stupid thing. I got a new moon swatch. I got a swatch yesterday. I turned off my light already. But, yeah, I got the Omega swatch, the moon swatch. Not my style of watch, but it is what it is. It seems to be working great. And it was like $22 for a $300 watch. It's got a nice band. Yeah, the Breakfast Club. Got a cool band. Got the cool moon on the back of it. Swatch Omega. Super cool. Bet it's been a while since y'all seen a Swatch, huh? Some of y'all didn't even know they still made them, huh? Yeah, I tripped out when I saw the price of this thing. I was like, $300 for a Swatch? What the heck? But this one was $22. It's another little extra, when I don't want to be dressy and I want to have something on that's blue and kind of sporty looking. I'll wear it. Normally I'll wear a nicer dressing looking watch, but I've got the, this is the Mission to the Moon one. And I've got the Mission to Mercury one too. I don't know if I showed y'all it. Yeah, I think I did. I swapped the band out on it because I didn't like the band as much. But this is the Mission to Mercury one. Same swatch. It's got the Mercury on the back of it. It says Mission to Mercury. But that one's cool too. I put just one of these rubber bands on it. It fits my wrist way better and doesn't stick out funny. And so I got both of these. I think this one was like $18. It's probably why the band wasn't nearly as good as the blue one. Some cool colors. So yeah, there's always one last thing I always forget about at the end of the videos. Y'all know, all y'all do is ask me a question. It'll draw me back in for another 15 or 20 minutes. And I found this at work. A lot of people are into these. The Casios, the G-Shocks. A lot of people are into these. I found this one at work, and I'm not sure if this is a real one or not, but I don't know why it says Gum 115. Oh, by the way, that $12 Rolex that I bought, the green one with the terrible Cyclops that was all off center, I did get a refund on it. Yeah, now that's a better watch. That's more my style. That's what I'm putting on for the day. Anyway, guys, see you tomorrow. Peace.